Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
Bags hit the road again. 2 mics, 1 train, and a long time plan. From the bright lights flashing down in Old Sin City to a 2-drink minimum in the town, so great. Buzz non-stop on the interstate. Truck stop, coffee keeping us awake. Midwest roads, yeah, we know them well. From Des Moines to Chi, got stories to tell. Late nights, bright lights, open mic fights. Killing on stage, then it's back to the flight. From the cornfields to the Vegas Strip. Ain't no state where we don't fit. Billy and Willie's workshop, welcome inside. Where the jokes are sharp and the laughs collide. From the neon glow to the small town dive. Comedy's the road that keeps us alive.
Great.
Yo.
What's that?
Yeah, you like that banger?
That's really good. Who did that for you?
It was MCAI and the AIs.
Are you shitting me? That's all AI?
Yeah.
First of all, that took me stupid long to figure out what you were saying to me there. I was writing down MCAI and the AI. Wait, I don't know.
Yeah, it's scary, dude. We had an episode when we first used that song. Willie hadn't ever really heard it, and so we had this whole episode where I just started. Have you ever seen Yellow Jackets? Have you watched Yellow Jackets?
Yellow Jackets.
It's a Showtime.
All I'm thinking about is the killer
series.
Bees climbing out from underneath the
Yeah.
ring.
No, this is
wearing their masks and nobody
this is
knew who they were.
It's a show. It's a series. Anyway, it's about these. It's a high school girls soccer team that has a plane crash, and they disappear for years.
Other?
Yeah, they end up eating each other and shit. But it's a lot more complex than that. But anyway, they basically make this community, in the
So that's how you had
wilderness.
That's who
Anyway.
MCAI is. That's those girls decided.
No,
to
I started
make a
saying,
rap band.
we started making songs on the thing in the
On
episode,
what
and
thing?
so
what
I
are you
like
talking about? Like don't just say AI. What AI? What are you doing?
some program that Chris has.
Shipley, you can just do this thing where you just.
We'll write a song right now about Ross. We'll write a song right now.
Yeah,
about
let's
Ross.
write a song about Ross.
Give me about 3 minutes to come up with some lyrics, and I'll have a song for you.
So tell me. So
I'll
tell
give you
me,
some
is this
lyrics.
like some sort of software you have?
Yeah.
Or is this just okay?
Yep.
It's an AI.
Generate. Yeah. Yep. So I can.
Can I ask
I'll come up with some lyrics.
Can I? I hate when people do that and then they
Here's-
ask. As they're asking, they go, "Well, I'm gonna ask permission to do this thing I'm doing." Was it free?
No, it's a small subscription, but it's not
Okay.
terrible. We can do. I think you can do up to 50 credits in 24 hours. And
Okay,
a
so
song is about 10. So
here's your lyrics.
okay, hold on.
Bill, is your hat real?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
I don't know. The way it was bouncing, it looked like it was.
Oh, it's
looked like
because
it
I
was-
fucking
looked like
I
you had one
fidget.
of those filters on, and
No, I'm one of them
moved-
dudes that shakes his fucking legs all the.
It still does. Tell me, it doesn't look like it's a filter. That it's an Iowa hat.
It does. It does.
Oh.
All right, give me some things that we want in this.
Maybe
in
it's
this
the
lyric.
lighting.
What would you put in a song? Bill once introduced me at a
The Salvation Army
fundraiser
thing.
event. I was the
The keynote speaker.
And Bill introduced me, and he cried introducing me. It was awesome.
He's an emotional guy.
He really is an emotional guy.
That being said, Bill, give me some
Most
content
people
here.
think I'm such a dick.
I
I also got emotional talking about Sammy. And then
that's
fast forward,
true.
we go to that
Sammy
his
Allgaier.
funeral, and your sister is officiating the funeral.
Bill said the nicest thing about my sister I've ever heard a human say about another human being.
Really?
Yep. You
That's
don't remember,
crazy.
do you? And my sister, the best compliment I've ever heard about my sister, best compliment I've ever heard about a human. And even when I said it to her kids, her daughter said, "That's the best description for my mom I've ever heard. You called me and said, your sister is a walking billboard for Jesus."
Yeah, I think I remember something like I remember I think I texted you that like because I'm not a religious guy,
No.
and so like I think what I said was I think my exact words were she's the best commercial for God I've ever seen.
Best commercial for God I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it was. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Because walking billboard almost can be considered an insult. Some people were probably like, "You took that as a compliment?"
Yeah.
You're right. You said she's the best commercial for Jesus I've ever seen. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, dude, you just hit it on the head."
Yeah.
I've spent 40 years trying to understand how to explain my sister. That's it.
Yeah. We should mention before we get too deep, and we will get to this song.
I'd rather
promise.
not talk about me and do this. Yeah. We could just bullshit for a while.
So Willie's in New York. Willie's
Yeah.
going to the taping of Saturday Night Live this weekend. He's doing a whole thing. He apparently there's a guy who's got a pretty high level job at Saturday Night Live. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Some producer job, something. And he's from here, from around here. I think maybe. I mean, he knew Willie in the '80s. I don't know if obviously Willie doing stand up. I don't know if this guy did stand up or what the deal was. Anyway, got this high level job. He's been there since the '80s. I mean, he's been there forever at Saturday Night Live. And he reached out to Willie, and I think maybe he's retiring this year. And he reached out to Willie and said, "You and one other person. I don't know who the other person is, but he said you two are the only people that never asked me for anything the whole time that I worked. So I'm gonna bring you guys out. And you're gonna go get the VIP treatment.
That's really cool.
All the stuff. Yeah, really cool. So that's where Willie is. That's why Ross is here, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you that are local already know Ross.
And if you tune in for Willie, you're
People.
you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different show. It'll be. I don't know, dude. I don't know. You would be surprised at the shit that I get out to Willie. Like, oh, your mic's off, Chris.
Not talking fuckholes tonight. You're not.
No fuckholes.
No fuckholes.
I did. Last week I was.
A person? Is a fuckhole a person or is this a thing?
No, I was telling him about how the Mongolians, fucking Genghis Khan, they cut fuckholes in people. Like when they were raping and pillaging, they would cut fuckholes in your body and fuck another part of your body.
What?
Yeah.
Are you what?
Yeah, it's a
Who
thing.
tells you these things? Where do you?
I don't know where I heard it. I don't know where it came from.
Were you down a Wikipedia rabbit hole of how fuckholes got started?
You know how where I
think you're looking for the social references.
You know where I think I heard it? There was a bartender at the Funny Bone way back in the day at the old club when the bartender was just in the back. You know what I mean?
I guess I've never heard of a better sourcing than this.
And his name was John.
John.
And John always had the most random factual information. Like, you know what I mean? There's always like these bartenders that know a lot of shit.
Bartenders that were full of shit and made things up. I've met those dudes before.
But some of them, like, you fucking fact check them and you're like, holy shit.
Can we fact check? If I don't want to Google Mongolian fuckholes, I'm not doing that. I mean, did you guys fact check this?
No, I guess we didn't. But I'm positive.
I mean, I'm sure the Mongolians cut holes in people. That I'm not going to deny.
And then fucked them. And so me and Willie decided. So Willie
What
and
do you
I.
think? What else do they do with the holes then? What else do they do with them?
I mean, really. Still 98.6 and fleshy. So. Me and Willie were trying to figure out like what the best part of the body to cut a fuck hole in would be, you know. And I actually got Willie to think about it and talk about it, and it's kind of a victory. That's all I'm saying. Okay, Chris, you ready for lyrics to this song?
What are you talking about?
Yes.
We didn't even say
Yes.
anything. We didn't even tell him anything.
Yes. Give me
No,
some
here
highlights.
we go. We're gonna give him lyrics.
Just give me bullet points to hit.
Okay, listen.
Okay.
Gets fired from radio
Fired
job
from the same job twice.
twice.
Yep.
Okay.
Second time decides to cut a fuck hole in the boss.
I'm sorry. Do what?
No, I kind of actually, the dude that fired me, I actually kind of liked. To be honest with you, he was kind of a pretty cool dude.
Well, no, the guy that
The
told
guy
you
fired me
you were
the second
fired.
time.
The guy that told you were fired, you kind of liked. He's not the guy that fired you.
This skip one. This
Yeah.
skip one.
So he cuts a fuck hole in the guy that fired him,
I don't know.
and lives happily ever after. Do you think that's enough?
Yeah.
I have some other stuff.
Okay.
I have some other. What else you? I feel like he hit the highlights.
Okay, now we got to decide.
Now
Ross,
I need to. What
do we
genre?
want this
of
to be
music
a
do you
rap?
want?
Do we want this to be like hip hop? Do we want like grunge?
Oh, I get the genre.
Yeah.
What are the options? And I don't mean you don't need to go through all.
It's
of
whatever
them,
you want. It's whatever. I
think-
can type
I
in
feel like
literally
hip-hop-
anything.
I feel like it's got to be like
but
gangster
hip-hop
rap
is
if
gonna
you're
be the
cutting
best,
fuck holes.
like our best chance at a banger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Agreed.
my life is like a one of those tragic folk songs.
Okay. So, all right. How about a folksy blues?
He was born. In
We can do
summer.
two anyway, right? You can do one folksy
Can you-
blues
Yeah,
and
yeah,
one
yeah.
hip hop.
Yeah. What?
All right. Let's
The
create
hip
this
hop
one
one is the
first.
closest thing to being a banger. I'd say do the hip hop.
All right. We'll do the hip hop.
Oh, we can do both.
What?
All right. Create. Here we go.
It's just as fast as your grocery list, homie.
Dude, I'm loving the AI stuff.
I've been
Well-
doing that for a while, like looking in my fridge and being like, "What do I have?" And then I'll tell it to make me a
my
recipe
aunt
out of the
told me
shit that I have.
that my uncle will stand at the fridge and like take a picture. He's got an app where he takes a picture of what they have in the fridge and it gives him a recipe.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
fucking dope.
crazy. All right. Here we go. Let's download the audio version.
That app does not know that 90% of my stuff has expired. So that's how I outsmart AI right there.
There you go.
Ha! I don't have milk.
You know, there was a
It just
show
looks like I do.
I think we talked about this on here.
All right. I'll be
before.
right back while it generates.
Do you remember the show back in the day, Alien Nation?
No, I was talking.
It was
about
a movie at
I
one
was
point.
talking about Invasion Iowa the other day with some folks.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny.
Yeah.
Alien Nation. It was
Why, dude, this is.
it was a
really
movie
cool.
at first, and then it was a series, and it was like
Can I look it up real quick?
aliens and humans were coexisting in this, and the aliens, but you could tell them apart really easily.
No, I see what you're talking about. I remember this being a thing. No, I never watched this.
Okay, me
Okay,
neither.
right.
Okay. But your thing about everything being expired made me laugh because I think I saw it was, I don't remember if it was the series or the movie, but I just remember a chunk of it. And they were cops. It was a human cop and an alien cop. They were partners. That was like the show. So, you know, there was alien crime and there was human crime, and they both fucking combined forces. And after one long day, you know how every cop show after a long day, the fucking one cop's got pulls out his desk drawer and a glass and a bottle of whiskey.
Oh yeah.
And pours them each a fucking little glass of whiskey, and they sit there in the office after their long, hard, stressful day of being cops. And so they were doing that, except the aliens, they get drunk off rotten milk. Liquor doesn't do shit to them. So the one cop's drinking his whiskey, and the alien's sitting there drinking this fucking curdled up, just chunky fucking milk, getting hammered.
I looked it up. And
All right, here we go.
It has one of my favorite actors of all time, and then one of the, in my mind, like insanely overrated actors of all time. Because I'm not much of a theater guy.
Who?
James Caan and Mandy Patinkin.
James Caan, you think is overrated?
No, I like James Caan a lot.
All right, here we go.
Who's the other person? I don't even know who that is. Overrated.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Banger.
He was born where the sun hits the skyline flow. On the east side of Des Moines where the four lanes blow. Had a voice made for radio, a mind sharp as steel. Digging deep in the stories, chasing what's real. By the day, he's a thinker breaking down the lies. By the night, he's a charmer with a look in his eyes. He's got the hustle, got the drive, got the dream in his bones. Now he's closing those deals, making houses feel like home. From the east side, yeah, he's running the show. Teaching to the truth, but he's got that glow. By day, he's raising up his kid. By night, he's making hearts give in. From the east side, never backing down.
Never backing down. Closing those home deals because you don't back down.
Hold on.
Still got the fire, still breaking the code. By the day, he's a legend, teaching his boys. By the night, he's a whisper wrapped up in noise. A storyteller, a joker, a king with no crown. When the city sleeps, he don't slow down. From the east side, yeah, he's running the show. Teaching to the truth, but he's got that glow. By day, he's raising up his kin. By night, he's making hearts give in. From the east side, never backing down.
Did it say making hearts give in? You're making hearts give in, Ross. The baby blues.
Teaching his boys. By the night, he's a whisper wrapped up in noise. A storyteller, a joker, a king with no crown. When the city sleeps, he don't slow down. Gets fired once, comes back twice. Boss man shaking, rolling the dice.
Why hasn't it said anything about buttholes?
Now he's selling big houses with a radio flow.
You just missed it. You just talked over it.
I did. Shut up. Go back. Rewind.
I can't go back. I have to replay the whole thing.
Can't rewind.
All right, so
It's too fucking long.
that's
All right.
insane.
Isn't it?
Would you like a rock version of that?
That's insane.
I would rather hear.
That took like
like-
a minute.
I would rather hear it in like a fucking hillbilly, like
I could honestly never hear it again.
acoustic. Just like one
If you're gonna
one
ask me-
guy.
I honestly never hear it
If you're
again.
gonna ask me to pick the next genre or artist, I'm gonna say Helen Keller.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's your favorite Helen Keller joke?
You ever had these things, by the way?
Bueno.
Are
Yeah,
they just called Bueno?
I don't fucking know, but they are good.
They are good. Get it? Get it? Bueno.
Boom. See what I did? What
What did you ask me? Ask me a question there. Or something.
what's your favorite Helen Keller joke?
My favorite Helen Keller joke. Come on, Bill. Did you know
What?
that? Did you know that Helen Keller's parents moved her furniture?
That's how they punished her, right? They'd be like, how did
Neither
Helen
did she.
Keller's parents punish her? They put doorknobs on the walls.
No,
They rearranged the furniture, and they.
The punchline is neither did she.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that Helen Keller's parents moved the furniture?
Neither did she.
No, neither
Gotcha.
did she.
Do you know how Helen Keller's parents punished her?
By moving the furniture.
Yeah, they rearranged the room, put doorknobs on the walls, and left the plunger in the toilet.
Rule of three. Rule of three. Always make that third.
There's
thing.
actually 3 different jokes. I just put them together because I'm a professional. I wanted to get there quicker. I wanted to trim the fat.
That's what I do.
Tighten it up.
I'm a professional.
Yeah.
I'm making it a chicken salad.
What did Helen Keller do when she fell down the well? She screamed her hands off.
I thought it was going to be like Landed.
That right there felt like what's that fucking show with God, I can't even think of the guy's name anymore. Big fro, light skinned black guy. Um
Oh,
did some jackass stuff. Andre.
Is on. I know you're talking. Eric
Andre.
Yeah. Yeah.
That right there felt like his show just then. Like I say the
Yes.
joke and you're just fucking dead silent. And everybody's on set just sitting there and quiet.
He had a thing the other day. It was like one of those hidden camera deals. And it was like a speed dating. And the girl is like,
Oh, where they pop the balloon?
no. Well, maybe that was a part of the same thing. I saw this like 4-second clip. And the girl says, so tell me something about you. And she, maybe they've already started because she says something like, so you're really into foreplay. And he goes, oh yeah. And she's like, what's your favorite part of foreplay? And he goes, with a dead straight face, he goes, finger banging. He's done some stuff. You know that like Jackass went too far with him. That he basically, from the story I've heard, is that he necessarily walked off, but was like, "I'm done with you guys. You guys go too far with it."
Yeah. What did they do that was too far for him?
I don't remember. I don't remember what the details of it were. I've heard that when he was with Jackass, I forgot about that, and then somebody played something for me. I was like, oh yeah.
There's something, wasn't he like walking up to a food truck or something, and they did some shit? Something.
To those guys, and then like, do you ever listen to Steve-O? And hear Steve-O tell like Steve-O got no residuals from that show.
Isn't that nuts? Put your body through all that.
Oh my gosh.
Did he not join SAG? Why did he get no residuals?
Dude, you'd have to listen to it to understand the details of it. I don't know.
I mean, was it because you made a bad deal? Well, obviously you made a bad deal.
They all had, yeah. There was like like here with a lot of like artists, one person made all the money off, and it wasn't Johnny Knoxville either.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they're like, it's up to you to capitalize on this one thing that's going to make you famous. You can capitalize after that, but this thing.
And then when you do, they get real mad at you.
Yeah.
Because they think they own you and they built you and
right. Like when you were doing radio, when you have that whatever 2 to 4 hours in the morning, and after that, they don't pay you shit to do that, but they expect you to appreciate it because you can use that like it's on you or something if you don't find some other endorsement deals out there.
Right. Anyway, I thought we were going to have fun. Let's have fun. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about the shit underneath the pyramids. We're going to talk about Hawkeye's new basketball coach. We're going to talk about goofy stuff.
What? Yeah, what's your impression of McCollum?
Love him. Love him passionately. I would do right now, unspeak. No. No, I think he's a fantastic basketball coach, Bill. I think he is, the right guy for the job. I hate saying shit like that because who knows, man? It's going to take time to know that. But if you and I were to talk about what we want from a Hawkeye basketball coach, I think that he's all of those things. You were a big fan of Fran and some of the, I'll just call them antics or frantics, whatever.
Yeah, I loved it. The fucking stare down with the ref last year is one of my most favorite things that ever happened in the world.
I hated it. It made me not want to be a Hawkeye fan.
Okay, how do you feel about Billy Martin?
I thought it was embarrassing. Even when I was a kid, I was like,
yeah.
Man, this guy acts like a 7-year-old.
Did you? You didn't love Billy Martin then?
Okay, I understood Billy Martin, and that's I'm glad you're pulling on this memory file, Bill, because I understood Billy Martin to be a character. Fran seems genuinely mean to me. If I would have been older, when Billy Martin was genuinely angry and mean, I think I would have understood that guy. By the time I knew Billy Martin, he was a character. I read about him in books. He was a Yankee Hall of Famer, numbers retired, but it was a joke. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a little bit different. But when I watched that stuff and saw those things, I remember thinking, this is silly. Lou Piniella, Bobby Knight, again, and Bill, you know this. I grew up. My dad was not an angry dad. I don't want to come across that way. I never got beat. We were never in danger or anything like that. But my dad was intense. Mm-hmm. And anybody that came across my dad, and up until the last about 10 years when he's turned into this soft teddy bear, anybody that came across my dad knew that my dad was,
stood on business.
The right word. Yeah, he came on. Yeah, right. He was on business all the time. My dad was every definition of a man you could ever come up with. The guy was a boxer. He was a Vietnam veteran. Did 3 tours. Amazing man, and lived that life. Still does today. Goes to the city council meeting and demands people's resignations. Type of guy.
Huge pussy. Huge pussy.
Right, exactly.
Is what you're saying. Yeah.
Exactly. And people that know me are like, and he raised Ross.
Yeah, it's funny. People said that to my kid, like in high school, but now he's like, wrestler and fighting and all that stuff. It's funny because, I remember in high school, certain kids being like, "This is your dad."
So I was okay with intensity.
Yeah.
I hated the theatrics of intensity. I hated with Bobby Knight, it was like, oh, he's not mad, he's unhinged. And with Fran, it felt that way. It felt like, I've seen somebody that's fighting for their kids. I've seen somebody who literally is putting themselves in front because he sees an injustice. This isn't that. These guys are doing this for something else. Now, I think there are a lot of things with Bob Knight. It was a combination of there were anger issues. You're angry at the things you can't control, so you lash out at the stuff you can. He tried to be a bully and an intimidator. That was another thing I think, maybe that I'm saying this out loud, Bill. Maybe that's the dividing line. And I wondered why my dad popped into my head in the middle of this. Okay, because my dad hates bullies.
Right. Yeah, me too.
He hates bullies.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad's the guy that when there is a coach at a Little League game who's belittling an umpire, my dad yells from the stands that he's gonna to the coach. So that's I think that thing. That's it. Maybe that's it. The thing.
So you felt like Fran was a bully.
This guy, I don't like this guy.
See,
I don't like this guy.
I think
Chris put that up there. Maybe that's what Chris was thinking. Chris, is that what you were? Was that your thought that he's a bully?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's the modern day Bobby Knight.
I think that's a great. I had not. If people are calling him that, that's a perfect thing. If people haven't, that's good job, Chris.
But who does he bully?
Everybody. I mean, everybody.
Who? But like
media people.
Here's the deal. Like, I'm trying to be careful here because I don't want to make it sound like I'm defending anything that's inexcusable. No. But it's more like you mentioned. You looked at Billy Martin as a character, and you looked at, and then like you say, like talking about Fran being a bully, and like maybe when Billy Martin was kicking dirt on the ump, he's being a bully, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, see, my argument is the refs are the bullies, the umpires are the bullies. They're the ones that want to be beyond
I
reproach.
think it can be that way, Bill, but
And I think
it's
that's
not-
what
but-
draws them to
but
the
you
job.
can't, no. Oh,
Is
now this
like
is
okay,
where
look. You ever know somebody like
insane.
one of my biggest turnoffs in life is someone that enjoys being in charge, right? Like to me, leadership is bestowed upon you. To me, a true leader doesn't
Bill,
want to
but-
lead;
but
they just
buddy,
do.
But this is
right?
Yeah, there's only so many George Washingtons in the world. Okay.
And so I feel like referees are sociopaths as a species.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I think that referees.
Wonder why we don't have very many officials in the world.
I think that referees, as a species, I think that referees seek out being in charge. They're the people that love to be in charge of things. And so they will behave that way during games. Like to me, they talk to the coaches and they talk down to the coaches and the players like they're fucking like they could whoop their ass when like they couldn't.
Okay, you paint them with such a broad brush. Like
Well,
all this.
I'm listen, I talk about them like I talk about Cyclone fans, like I'm racist or something. Like some of my best friends are Cyclone fans.
You know how you
No,
talk
but I
about
don't-
officials, what it reminds me of, Bill, because you and I have had this conversation 100 times. It reminds me of the way that Republicans talk about Democrats and Democrats talk about Republicans. Like there's this disdain. You believe that there is something intrinsically morally wrong with a person that puts that on those stripes and does that job. Okay, now so let me
not that serious, but yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it like these guys are all fucking going to hell. Like,
well, I mean, you basically said they're all narcissistic pieces of shit that just want to be
sociopaths.
I didn't say anything bad about them. I just said they're all sociopaths. What?
Well,
How do
I
get-
mean that in the
this
sense
is
that
America.
I mean that in the sense that like they're sociopaths like a 4-year-old's a sociopath.
Can I back it up?
You know what I mean?
Can I just let's back up, and I want to give you my view of the valley from our vantage point here on the mountaintop, okay? Because we're looking at the same thing. We're just using different words and a different path to get there, okay? I think officials. I think being an official and getting to that level is a little bit akin to being a cop. Hear me out. Hear me because there is an aspect of it, Bill, that and you know I'm extremely Pollyannish and I want to believe the best and think the best and all that. But there is a percentage of it that wanted to be a baseball player. Okay? Pat Hoberg is not. I've met Pat Hoberg. Pat Hoberg's not some dude that just wants to be in charge of people and bully him around and tell him what to do and all that.
He was a basketball player.
He was a basketball player at Grandview, but he loved baseball. And he wasn't good enough to play
I
baseball.
know he's good friends with my brother. I know
Right,
him well,
right, and we can
actually.
relate to that, right? And so he how can I stay in this game that I love?
Mm-hmm.
It's not, how can I get in here and manipulate it? How can I get in here and tell people what to do? So same thing.
It's not a conscious effort.
Okay, so same thing with a cop. A lot of cops grew up wanting just to be cops. They wanted to be the good guy. When they played cops and robbers, they played the cop. And that it was just like going out and shooting baskets and wanting to be Michael Jordan. And at some point in time, they realized, oh shit, man, that childhood fantasy that I had to be a firefighter, to be a cop, I can do that thing. I got to go to this academy and do this, and I'm going to make this community a better place. I'm not going to be a bully. I'm going to make this place, and then you get there. You get to the high level of being an official. You get to actually being a cop. And you get jaded, dude. You get jaded. It's not the narcissist or the sociopath that goes into the job. It's the job creates the sociopath. The job makes you, if you're in it long enough, you become cold to the right. Why do you act like a bully? Well, you act like a bully because for 25 years you've been in charge of grown men. And you understand that when you give them an inch, they take a mile. And so if you're going to be in charge and you're actually going to have control of this game, then you got to do it with an iron fist. And so this reminds me of a really great conversation I had with Scott Sipker one time.
It probably has more to do with I'm so anti-authority.
You are very much anti-authority. Bill, here's the other thing I've explained to people, because Travis has said to me, like, what's the deal with Bill's shtick on hating the officials? And I said, Bill loves the players.
Yeah.
Bill loves the players. And he refuses to say anything bad about the players. Ever. Ever.
Yeah.
Josh Dix could go up for a layup and hit the bottom of the rim, and you'd be mad at the ball.
Yeah. Well, that was a conscious decision that I made.
I understand that.
Yeah,
I understand
a long
that.
time
but
ago.
But I love it, and it justifies it, and it's my easiest way when people are like, "Dude, is Bill serious?" I go, "No, this is his avenue of venting."
Yeah. Well, the reason. Okay, so did you play school when you were a kid?
Did you just ask me? Did I play school?
Yeah, like you'd be like,
oh,
maybe your sister and you.
I did somebody was like, hey, I'm gonna be a teacher? Yeah,
right,
yeah. I'm
yeah,
sure
and
that
you
went
play
down.
school,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. That went down. Yeah.
Yeah, and the same person.
Hold on. Now I want to know what Ross thought he meant.
We'll move on to playing doctor next. Move on to playing
Chris,
doctor
I
next.
heard him correctly. I heard, did you play school as a kid?
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, in high school, did I play against a school?
Did you play school ball?
Did we? Yeah. No, Bill. I think in my head, I was like, there was a team called School. It was.
Sounds like
an AAU. Oh yeah. I played the squad. Yeah, we had lost to the squads. We played the school in the round 2.
Sounds like a fucking after-school special that they couldn't afford to pay any royalties to anybody, so the jersey just said "school" on it. Anyway, there's always the same person wanting to be the teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
And more often than not, that person would annoy the fuck out of you. And so, to me, refs and cops are the ones that always wanted to be the teacher.
You don't take any breaks in this thing, do you?
Yeah, we take one eventually. Yeah.
Oh, be okay. All right. I was gonna get something to drink.
And so, there's just people in the world that you meet, whatever walk of life you're in, that you can tell they just relish being in charge.
Yeah.
I
can't deny that. I can't
and,
deny it.
And
dude, those
I
people...
feel like there is, just like there's a certain personality type that pursues stand-up comedy. Just like there's a certain personality type that pursues any entertainment, I feel like there's a certain personality type. And like you said, there's the guys that grew up just wanting to be the good guy, right? And then they got jaded, right?
Most officials, Bill, were guys that wanted to be athletes. It didn't work out for them, and this was their avenue of staying in the game. Dude, for me, it was talking about sports.
Right.
You know, and so I really do believe that's
But
the
you don't influence
overwhelming
anything.
majority of guys. They got into it with really that was their organic method of getting into it, and then they get in there and they run into some dude like you who's sitting in the third row, and they're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, fucking good. So I would love to remove the human element. I wish there was a way that we could have fucking.
Think we can in basketball? I think baseball, it's super easy. Baseball.
I don't
is
know
super
that you
easy.
can. You're always gonna have to have. I think so too. I think you're right. I've always been all about making the strike zone electronic because
Yeah,
I
about 15,
hate.
20 years. That should have been
I
done.
have always hated the fact that an umpire gets to choose their own strike zone. I thought that was dog shit. The game has rules. Enforce them all or don't enforce any. And I'm like that. And that's why I hate like basketball officials, for example. And part of the reason I'm cautiously optimistic about McCollum, I don't want us to be a team that plays like Iowa State. And I don't say that as a fucking like dig because I hate the Cyclones or anything like that. Like, I don't want to be one of those teams like Iowa State or fucking Bob Huggins teams, these teams that get known, like they get this reputation on purpose of being defensive teams, which just translates to we foul the shit out of you the whole game because we know the refs won't call everything. And so we just hope that the odds work out in our favor and the refs and refs talk about this. They have conversations. Okay, this game's going to be physical. Got to look. No, it's a foul or it's not. Period. And if you can't call every foul so the whole team doesn't fall out of the game, guess what? They won't do it again if the whole team fouls out of the fucking game. Call the fucking fouls. When they happen, blow the whistle. Don't wait and see if the ball falls through the hoop first and then decide it's a no call because they made the basket. Or yada, yada, yada. Any of that fucking bullshit. Call the game according to the rules or don't call it at all.
All right, I agree with a lot of what you're saying about the official about calling fouls. We had I almost said Bob Huggins. Oh my god!
But I hate teams that play like that. I hate that philosophy of basketball. I hate it.
Okay, let's talk about that. That's where I think because that's where we disagree, and that's a lot more fun. Dude, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about
No. What? I want to be really mean.
it's not exciting to me to score 60 points and have fucking six guys with 4
what
fouls.
Is exciting? I promise you, it doesn't fucking matter. You know what's
Winning.
exciting? Winning.
Winning, absolutely.
Winning.
No, and
Winning.
I've said that a million times, but I'm using the 60-point plateau as like a generalization.
I
but,
understand. I get what you're saying, and playing that way and losing sucks.
And I don't want it to be. I mean, I got annoyed with Fran's philosophy too. I don't want to score 80 points and lose either.
I'd rather score.
I want to play
12
some
and win.
defense.
Go ahead, Chris.
I swear I'm not trolling, but the exact opposite, Bill, is what I think you love about Iowa football.
Shipley, exactly.
It's totally okay to score 10 to 12 and win on 3 safety.
That's not what I love about Iowa football.
No,
I just love winning.
but
You love the consistency.
okay, so you love winning. So if McCollum came in there and ran that,
it's not like I'm gonna hate them if they start winning. I just don't want that to be my team.
Yeah, I know. Sweet 16 suck.
Yeah, you enjoying that Sweet 16 this year, you cocky fuck? See, these guys, these fucking clowns. The beginning of we're going to the Final Four. This is the Final Four team. Got up. Like, when they beat Iowa, I remember these fucking guys. I've already said it before on this podcast. When I said something about, like, I don't know, I can't remember what happened in the game at this point for sure, but I want to say somewhere in the last like 5 to 7 minutes, we had them on the ropes, kind of had them, and there was like there were like 2 no travels that didn't get called. Like it's like a 5-point swing, and I lost my fucking mind about it, of course, right? And I said something about the refs like I always do, and more than one person says to me, "That wasn't the ref. That was just the number 3 team in the nation doing what they're supposed to do because they're the number 3." Shut the fuck up. Talking like they're Duke. Like, shut the fuck up. You're not going to be number 3 when the year's over. Fucking quit it. Shit drives me fucking crazy. Fucking clown fans. Hey, Chris, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and do that.
By the
Go
way,
ahead and do that
I got
fucking
more for you. Where you
historical
at?
shit. And Google Sweet 16s in program history, and Google Final Fours in program history, and Google those things. Google the number of NCAA tournaments in program history. If you want to do all that shit,
Really?
you're going to see Iowa's ahead in all those categories. So God damn it, with your fucking Sweet 16s, shut the fuck up.
And that, folks, is our segment on Ben McCollum. See what I mean? I'm in the background. I can't even keep a straight face.
I can't.
I'm all proud. I'm all proud. Iowa basketball sent out that tweet right before we started recording, and it's got Hassel,
And you,
Keith Murphy, and me. And
Isn't that
I imagine
We'll
someday
bring it up.
they find a clip of Bill.
We'll
me,
bring-
me, fucking cyclone fans, fucking me, they like this, like this, me.
fight.
Oh shit! All right, can we? Is that it, shit?
That was it. But let's take a break, and we'll come back. We'll play that clip, and then
Ross is getting parched.
and then we'll hit some.
How long have we been
other
going
stuff.
here?
47
45
minutes.
Holy cow!
Goes quick. All right,
Did
we're
you
gonna
have
get a
something you
word.
actually wanted to talk about?
No.
You just
No.
wanted to make fun of. You told me. I remember you told me earlier. You sent me a text, Bill. You said all I want to do is make fun of Chris, and you got that out of the way. So-
But see, you see how I do that though?
Segment, my friend. That's a
I
weekly
fucking
segment.
gaslight him.
And
I
see,
gaslight him.
I like how you weaved it right into conversation, made it look like you didn't even intend.
Yeah,
to just
I made it
go
look
on
like he started it.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm
sign of a
fucking-
good. He
Dude,
can work that mic. He knows how to draw.
I am a
out.
master
work.
manipulator. I should be a referee.
Master something.
Yeah.
All right.
That.
Let's get a word from our sponsors, Revelton Distilling
How long is
Company.
this break? Just so I know, because I'm gonna run get some.
2 minutes.
All right, cool.
2.5 minutes.
All right.
So
All right.
here we go. Let's get a word from our sponsors.
I'll
We'll
be
be
back,
back
I
with Billy
All
and
those people that are gonna fucking cancel if I keep my shit up.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com. When energy meets precision, anything is possible.
I'm Carter Hawley, the Chief Energy Officer of the Iowa State Cyclones. I'm full of energy on and off the court, but nothing gives me more energy than helping families find their dream home. And that's where Green Beret Realty comes in. They're more than just realtors. They're a team dedicated to getting things right for you and your family. just like we get it right on the court. No basket. Fouls on the floor before the shot. Out of bounds. Come on. Can you believe that? You can't take that away from me.
That call was absolutely terrible. Are you guys cautiously trying to be this bad? I mean, does your mom not love you?
Have you seen how old my partner is? My back hurts already from carrying him all night. And I've heard enough out of you.
So you're gone.
Fine.
Jim, are you blind? Basket's good. We've got a three-pointer. Sometimes it takes a team to get the call right. And when you're buying a home, you want a team that makes all the right calls. That is Green Beret Realty. And here's the best part. When you buy or sell a home through Dan at Green Beret Realty and mention this ad, he'll make a donation to the We Will Collective, helping student athletes like me thrive on and off the court.
That call's so easy, even we can make it.
Green Beret Realty, because getting the call right means everything. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing your home, or if it's simply time to renovate the one you're already living in, you need an experienced mortgage professional to help you analyze your financing options and to make sure the closing goes smoothly. And that's exactly what you get when you call Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage. Kyle's experience and expertise, coupled with Wintrust's rates and programs, ensures you'll get the mortgage that's right for you. You may even qualify for down payment assistance. Before you reach out to a realtor, call Kyle and get pre-qualified, empowering you to start shopping for the home of your dreams. Call Kyle at 515-473-0546. Kyle Lehman, Wintrust Mortgage, 515-473-0546.
All right, and we're back. And Bill, you got merch, my friend.
Yeah, it looks good too.
It does look good. I think this might be my favorite logo that you have.
Yeah.
Your silhouettes.
Yeah, I can't decide if I like that one more than the I
how you
like
got
the
really
dark
cool,
one.
I like how you got the really cool black guy wearing that thing.
Right? You bet. This one here, Bill. This is another.
Yeah, I can't decide which logo I like better.
The one where the really cool black guy's wearing it.
Well, we can make the really cool black guy wear anything. Yeah.
I'd
See.
put him in all the stuff.
I talked to Amy last night, Bill, when we put these up, and I said, that's honestly your best logo. And she said, yeah, I suppose I should thank Bill for being a pain in the ass.
Yeah, she sent me I kept going back and forth with her I don't like that. I don't
Thought
like
I'd support Dan, one of your sponsors, Dan Douglas. That's who that's for.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Travis makes fun of me and says I don't look good in hats, but for some reason on this camera, I don't look so bad. I don't look awful.
It's the beard.
Fucking Travis talking about you don't look good in hats when he looks like a bobblehead every time he puts one on.
I trust him. Travis is very honest.
Oh, I know this.
That's true.
We were someplace today. I can say it. We were at the Atlantic Bottling Company and touring the Atlantic.
I saw that. What was up with that field trip?
Fucking cool. What did you say? What was that?
It looked like a field trip. You guys.
It was such a cool thing, dude, to go over there and check that out. And we had a wonderful conversation with the guy that's like the general manager over there. We were talking about. He was talking about asking me about my time at WHO and. Van Harden, Jan Michelson, all my favorite people to talk about, right? And then Travis, we got to the point in the story where Travis came along, and I said, yeah, I hated Travis when I first met him. And the guy looks at Travis, he's like, what'd you think of Ross? He's like, I loved Ross. And he's like, well, you seem like the type that likes people or something like that. And Travis was like, oh no, that's not me. And I jumped in, I'm like, no, Travis is like a dog. Travis sees people's souls. You know, when a dog doesn't like people, you're like, oh, that dog,
yeah.
that says something about you. If a dog, you come around and a dog's hairs stand up,
yeah.
Travis is a dog whose hairs stand up. When Travis points at somebody out in the crowd and says, that's somebody, that's not a good one. I'm like, no, trust me. They're good. 6 months. Hey, remember when I told you? Oh, yeah. Good job. Way to stand your hair up, dog. Good
Well-
boy. Good boy.
Was Travis the one when you started doing that technology show or whatever?
Oh, you talking about Wise Guys on WHO?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was
Who
a
was
long time ago.
who was that?
That was with Brian Gongol and
Okay.
Dan Adams. Still two guys I still talk to. Like everybody I've ever done a show with. Still friends with
You were
them.
doing that show when I did Invasion Iowa. Because I came in with the
No
Shats.
shit. No kidding. Oh, yeah, that's right.
And you guys came to the watch parties
At
Plaza Lanes.
Oh, my God, they were. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fucking burnt to the
Yeah,
ground.
right. Speaking of Des Moines icons and stuff.
Trophies.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. It's
So, yeah,
fucking crazy how long ago that was.
That was a long time ago. I did a computer call-in show where people would literally on Saturdays on WHO from noon to 2. We would open the phone lines. We'd sit there and talk about technology of the day, what the literally explaining to people what the internet was. I remember this. My best story of that, of how cutting edge that show was at the time. Gongol comes in one day. Gongol was super techie guy. Dan Adams was an early adopter to Apple. So the kind of one of the running gigs was Apple was so easy to use. When people would call in and go, I can't get my computer to connect to my printer, which is what we did. And then Brian would go, okay, well, can you explain to me what's the model of your printer and what's the model? It turned into such boring radio.
Yeah, fuck. God, I can't think
And he'd explain it, and then, but Dan would always kind of Dan ran the show, and so he was the host, and Dan would be like, all right, tell me what's your problem. I go, I can't connect my computer to my printer. Do you have Macs? No, I have it. Okay, you need to go buy Macs. Does your thing have an Apple on it? You need to go to the store, give them all of your money, and tell them you want all the things that have apples on it. And Brian would be like, "Shut up, Dan. We need to help her. We need to help her." It was awesome. That was the funny part of the show. One day, Gongol comes in and he's like, "Hey, I want you guys to open up this website, and you're going to create an account, and we're going to you're going to find my account." And we're going to link up on this account. And we're like, oh, like Facebook. And he's like, it's kind of like Facebook, but not really, a little bit different. You're going to have to follow me. And when I send out a message, it's called a tweet. And it's called twitter.com. And you're limited on characters. And right away, Dan and I are trashing him on it. We're like, this is the dumbest thing ever. What are you talking about? We're going to follow each other? You're going to send out tweets? Are you hearing what you're saying? So we did what he asked us to do. Created my little account, whatever it was. Something like Ross on the radio or something stupid. Can't find it anymore. And I've tried because Gongol calls me
because of all the racist stuff you said back then. Make
all
sure
the
you
racist
like it. Yeah.
No, dude, we were like early adopters. We were one of the first 10,000 people or something. 100,000
probably have
people.
millions of followers by now if you would have.
If we would have done that the right way, dude, I could have that. Yeah, I wouldn't be talking to you two jabronis. That's for
You'd
sure.
You would be an influencer.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a lot of fun. Like all of those things I was able to do. Bill, this is a fun memory. We're kind of rambling here, but this is what you do anyway, right?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
We just turn the mics on. Do the other shows have plans or something, Chris? Do you guys?
No. Well, the referees show does because they're professionals.
People plan what they're going to talk about? Do they just?
I don't. Not on old man strength. Ask 2 questions and see where the fucking conversation goes. That's what we do.
Yeah, if you got some questions and a general idea, right? Bill just comes in with his Iowa hat filter locked in place and does his thing.
Starts talking about blowholes and Bojavia.
So, Chris.
Well, I was
he's
just
prob-
curious, like, because the way you brought that up earlier, I was like, does like everybody else have like an outline or some shit?
Travis does. He has a little bit of a show rundown every morning, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Travis, nothing like Williams, and Williams pales in comparison to what Keith Murphy puts.
Oh,
together.
I've heard. Yeah.
It's Murph is the freaking real deal, man. I don't know what else. I've said this to his face. I've said it behind his back. He's a truly admirable man in several different avenues. Truly an admirable man. The professionalism with which he brings to every single thing I've seen the guy do. It's just, again, admirable is to me the best word I can come up with, because it seems to me to be the highest praise to say about somebody that all of us should aspire to be. And Paul Perisic, Sergeant Paul Perisic, my dad, and Keith Murphy. Those are three men I tell my son, you should aspire to be like these men. Murph's the real deal, man.
So where am I on that list when you talk to Eli?
So
about aspirations?
It goes those three. That's kind of an ABC, 1A, 1B, 1C, right? You are 279.
Look at you making the top 300.
I think last time I checked, you were 279.
Last time I checked.
I mean,
Let me look at the latest metric.
You and Chris Flagg flip spaces every once in a while.
I mean, I'm a little pissed off because last I knew I was like 267. So
yeah, some things happen. You know, in a NASCAR race, things happen in the middle of the pack, and you're not even paying attention.
I'm not paying attention to the race at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So
right, and kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm what the kids call a hater.
Why did Murph get mentioned there? I don't remember what brought him up. I've got a funny memory.
We were talking about show runs, and I said Travis.
Yeah, the outlines.
And you said nobody is as good like Keith.
Williams did a great job, and I would imagine, because again, I worked with Chris Williams for really like the first 7 years of him doing a daily show like that. And in those 7 years, I watched his preparation evolve. Not that it was ever shoddy, shitty, you know what I mean, sophomoric, nothing like that. I watched the format of it evolve closer and closer and closer to what Murph does on a daily basis. They don't like script the show. I want to be careful. It's not like, okay, I'm going to say this, and then Andy's going to say that, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that. That's not it.
They just always have a place to go.
Right.
The topics, some of the segues. This is another great analogy for it. Bill, you and I can sit there and watch Willie, and I go, man, he's done like an hour of crowd work. And you go, dude, he's mixed in like 9 bits.
Yeah.
You haven't even noticed. You haven't even noticed that he's done it so seamlessly that he came with material, and he made that material part of the crowd. He didn't just come, I mean, and it's brilliant stuff. And that's the same thing watching Murph. If you're not paying real close attention, you go, holy cow, it's magic. He must have that gift of gab. No, he's got that gift of working his ass off. He's got that gift of going to bed at 2 a.m. and getting up at 6 a.m. and getting shit ready.
When Paul Lane died,
Former general manager of the Funny Bone. Owner.
Yeah,
of the Funny Bone.
owner. Yeah. When he died, there was, obviously funeral, and then afterwards was a big thing at the club, and a bunch of us went up and talked about him, and Murph and Andy were sitting stage right, writing for the like sound off was that night or something. Like they were sitting there writing in between people talking and whatever else the whole time.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
I remember the day that I saw it in like bright.
It was very
colors.
disrespectful, actually. No, I'm just kidding.
The day that I saw it in the most glory was the day that Tyler Sash died. We were all on RV TV together. I don't remember what town we were in. I remember that was also the day I met Derek Pagel. Pagel happened to be there to do whatever, you know what I mean, like sign stuff for Hawkeye Nation or whatever that was working that day. And the rumors were flying. Most people kind of remember that day. It was kind of pre-Twitter. I think maybe Twitter existed. I'm sure I had that stupid account by that point. But
no, it was Twitter. It was Twitter because I
was
remember
it Twitter
Tyler
where the
Sash
rumors were
tweeting
flying?
at you on the show a couple times.
Okay. So it must have been on Twitter. Then all of a sudden, all these rumors are flying, and it's like, okay, race to be first, right? I'm a fly on the wall. I'm watching these TV guys. Everybody's phone is buzzing. Everybody's phone is blowing up. You're getting text messages from friends or phone calls from friends. You might have been one of the guys that called me and was like, dude, Tyler Sash died. Oh. I watched them make the phone calls to the Oskaloosa Police Department. Make the phone call to the coroner. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that you hear about, but when you watch it, and then, okay, now we've talked to this person. Now we've talked to this person. We need to make sure that the family has been aware because we don't want to run with this story until, you know what I mean? That's the important thing is to do this the right way. And I just, that was the day I went from being a guy that watched Keith Murphy to the guy that I was like, oh shit, I want to be his friend. Like, I want to call that guy a buddy because man,
I would love.
My first interaction with them was when Marty Terrell's story came out about my dad.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
Keith sent me a message on Twitter, and then 5 minutes later, Andy Fales had called me.
Yeah.
And super professional. That, and then the biggest thing for me was in 2020 when COVID hit, and he flipped the switch and became just an everyday. It was almost like he was an everyday reporter.
That's him. That's
him.
That's
yeah.
It's not an act at all.
No,
it's
not at
genuine.
all.
There, and I do. I would say I think, and maybe this is me living in my own fishbowl and looking out through the telescope. I always felt like there was something about radio that just revealed your character. You couldn't hide. I don't know what it was. Nobody could see your face, but you got to know. Like when I listen to Colin Cowherd, I go, I don't think I like this guy. I don't mind his opinion. He's wonderful at being entertaining. I feel the same way about Jim Rome. I always thought Jim Rome was really, really, really entertaining. But there was, you listen to me like, I wouldn't want to be this guy's friend.
Yeah, there's a douchiness there.
Yeah, there's a douchiness to it. And I did learn, I feel like, the people that I worked with at WHO, that I listened to my whole life, and you had this impression. You're always wrong visually, right? You got this visual impression of what they're going to look like, and then you see them, and you're like, you're Jack Emerson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about...
But you get to know them, and then the thing sinks in of like, oh, they're that person. They're that person.
There's like the thing about like guys like Jim Rome or Colin Cowherd is they are those guys that will always talk to you like they're smarter than you. Always like talk down to you in a way. Like there's like every sentence would be started with a scoff. Like if you had this opinion about, if you said, I think Ben McComb's going to be a great hire, and they'd say something like, oh yeah, but it's Iowa. Right. It's Iowa though. You know what I mean? Like they're those guys. You don't get that from Keith Murphy
Not at all.
ever.
Nope. And you know what the other thing that's great about Murph and Andy? How many people that are Hawkeye fans that think they are Cyclone fans?
And vice versa.
And
How
vice
many
versa.
Cyclone fans think that they are Hawkeye fans? And to know them both and know that they are neither.
Yeah.
They are neither. It's like, you're doing a really good job. You're doing a good job with that.
They just report.
Anyway, that's enough fluff in their pillow. I got
Alright.
a funny memory I want to talk about, but Chris, do your thing.
No, you finish your memory, and then we'll finish up with the because I've got a little tribute to your old show, to your old bit with Williams. I've got a little roulette going here.
Oh
So-
yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
I don't necessarily have the sound effects, but
I'll tell the story real quick. That's
Go
funny.
ahead.
John Bush. I'm kind of a precursor to this very show, and I'm sure Bill, you've talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
You did the
The
Blankenbush show.
Bush show.
Loved it. It was so much fun. John Bush.
Ahead of its time.
It really was. It really was.
Yeah. That's
John
what Bruno
Bush did
said
a
about
bit.
it.
John Bush did a bit on that show that was one of my favorite bits of all time. And I was in a hardware store the other day, and the John Cougar Mellencamp song "I Need a Lover" came on, and they were listening. Ironically, they were listening to Jack
they hit
Emerson.
the post bit.
They were listening to Jack Emerson on KGGO. And if you know that song, "I Need a Lover" by John Cougar Mellencamp, like the long extended version, the beginning of it is like 7 minutes long before he actually starts singing, "I need a lover that won't drive me crazy."
oh yeah,
So in radio, there is this thing called hitting the post, where the DJ talks over the ramp of the song. Okay? The ramp is the music that plays before the guy starts singing. Well, on KGGO and most radio plays of that song, they edit the beginning so that the ramp is not very long. But again, the whole version, it's like a 4-minute ramp or something.
It's like 50 some seconds, I think. Or
It's
something
way
like that.
longer than that. It's minutes long.
Is it?
It's
Is it like a minute
minutes
50 or something?
And it's got all these like false pauses.
Yes.
It's got all these
So
like,
you
things
think he's
that
about
lead
to
you
sing.
up to make you think it's the ramp,
Yeah.
that the ramp has come to an end, and that you've got to hit the post, and then the music starts again.
Uh-huh.
And then it stops again.
Which is going to come down and see us at 50th and Douglas at
Dude, John
the
Bush
donut.
did like a fake radio intro one day on that song and nailed every single fake post. It was...
We were crying.
Could we find that bit, Bill, somewhere? Does that exist somewhere?
I would have to renew the Podbean subscription and hope that it didn't
Man,
go
you know
away.
what? Those are some of those things. This sounds so corny, but dude,
There's some
it's
good
almost
stuff.
like
Like
graffiti. It's almost like graffiti.
yeah, it gets
I look at
painted
that in
over.
my life, like it's something that happened. We saw it. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's something that who was it for? Us.
Yeah, I mean, there's interviews on that we had Bert Kreischer, we had
Oh my
Pete
God,
Corielli, we had Ian did it, didn't he?
Ian did it a couple times.
Ian's done my other stuff.
Yeah, Ian's great.
Jimmy Schubert. I mean, we
That was awesome. It was such a great time.
Yeah,
Anyway, all right,
it
so
was.
let's play. Let's have some fun.
all right. So I
Chris's
loaded up.
roulette.
I loaded up 10 fun questions. We're not going to do 10, obviously. I'm going to spin the
I
wheel.
can't
It
believe
will
how fast
randomly.
This has gone, dude. This has been crazy fast.
It will randomly choose a question, and then you guys can answer it. So here we go.
Oh my God. Oh, this is great. This is awesome. I love this so much. The one.
Here we go.
Okay. All right.
What is the one useless? If you could have one useless superpower, you get to have a superpower, but it has to be completely useless in everyday life. What do you choose it?
Oh, so you can't pick like flying or
Right.
invisibility.
So a useless
Oh,
superpower.
Useless superpower.
Well, how's it a fucking superpower if it's useless? It doesn't even make sense. My
Don't
superpower is
Don't question my questions.
my superpower is I'm perfectly okay with being bored. That's how I
See,
conquer
Bill,
that
it's funny.
apparently.
I was wondering about how I was trying to think of something too. If it's useless, I immediately went to lazy. So I went to like Go Gadget Arms. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
I'm gonna get creative.
Man, like I wanted my glass of water earlier.
Yeah.
I could have just sat here and went Go Gadget Arm. Had Penny down there.
Maybe
Brain.
maybe I could like change channels and search the internet and stuff with my mind. Where like I don't have to fucking type anything in or anything
Neuralink.
like that.
So when I want to Google, what did I just Google here? The last thing we looked up. What was it? I don't remember.
Alien Nation.
Alien Nation. Yeah, I could just think about it and it would pop into my head.
Yeah, all the information would just
Does
boom.
that count? All right. There's useless. My useless. I picked mine. My useless superpower is Go Gadget Arms, so I don't have to get up when I want to get something.
Yeah.
All right.
Mo-
Go ahead, Bill.
Well, that I already said what mine was.
Okay, well, you started to say something. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, I could change. Yeah, I could change the channel. I could, yeah, all that stuff just
All right.
in my brain with my brain.
I love this. These are
Here
fun,
we go.
Chris. All right.
Let's go.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
And it knows not to go back to that one again.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, it does not.
Nope, it's gonna go.
Apocalypse Draft.
The apocalypse draft. The world is ending, and you can pick 3 fictional characters to be on your survival team. Who do you choose?
Yeah, and again, can we make one little rule here? Like, it can't be Superman, right?
Correct, right, yeah.
It can't be a
Yeah.
superhero. Got to be a fictional character, though.
Got to be a fictional character to be on your survival team. Who you picking?
All right, John Rambo is going to be pretty close on my list here. Again, can't have a superpower.
We'll run it by a draft. Ross, you get first pick of the draft.
I took John Rambo as my first pick.
All right, Bill,
I felt like
second
I was
pick
on
for
the
you.
clock right away, and I didn't want to lose my pick.
Selma Hayek.
It's a fictional character, dude.
Oh, okay. Selma Hayek's character from Desperado. Actually, maybe I'll take from Dusk Till Dawn Selma Hayek, because then she can turn into the fucking thing every once in a while.
First and second
Take care of some business.
On the snake draft, his first pick is Selma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn. Second round pick, Bill, Selma Hayek.
Desperado.
I'm taking 3 Selma Hayek characters.
Oh God.
I love you so much. That's such a great answer. Robinson Crusoe was going to be my second.
What?
Did you say Robinson Crusoe?
Isn't that the guy who was...
I know. I'm trying to figure out why you would pick him.
Like, that's the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea guy, right?
Isn't that the dude that lived on the island?
The Fantasy Island guy?
Oh, I see. Yeah, like a deserted island. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And forged and built his own way.
Makes sense. Okay.
Wait a minute. What am I missing about? Because
I just wasn't. I was.
Is there something about his background that I need to be familiar with? Is there something?
Like,
is he going to be all rapey?
Everybody.
Huh?
I was
Is
not
he gonna-
prepared for a Robinson Crusoe.
Is
drop.
he going to be raping the Selma Hayeks that we're bringing to the island on Bill's draft list?
That's actually why my second pick is Epstein. Because
oh, jeez.
we want people to be able to survive on an island. And oh wait, it's supposed to be a fictional character. I'm sorry.
What third real person would you take? So we've got Selma Hayek and Jeffrey Epstein. Now, what's your third?
In Bill's defense,
You know what's funny? At first, I almost said Theo Epstein because I need somebody to draft a good baseball team.
in Bill's defense, if he brings Jeffrey Epstein, he's not going to be interested in Selma Hayek.
100%.
So he's.
Oh,
He's-
no,
So
you're great.
I've got the island. It's like fucking. It's like when if you ever watched Walking Dead at the point when they got to the prison, like it was pretty hooked up when they had the prison. You know, nobody could come in. It was.
Selma Hayek, fictional characters, Bill. Okay, well then I'll take Selma Hayek from Desperado and Selma Hayek.
Dude, because who's gonna fuck with you? Like the From Dusk Till Dawn version.
Oh,
You know, you
Never
got like
seen
that fucking thing at your command.
Lara
Never seen it.
Croft. Lara Croft would be a good one to have as a fictional character because she's a badass. She's hottie.
I feel like,
I feel like you're gonna want some badass to do.
well,
it.
you gotta have somebody that can feed you.
Nobody from Gilligan's Island. No, we watched
I w-
their live audition for something.
Yeah,
like
they
this. You're gonna
fucked
think
up.
nobody
You guys
from
are hung
Gilligan's-
up on this island. You're not necessarily on an island.
I know, but you got.
But you might as well be if
those
it's the
people
apocalypse.
have lived it, Chris.
Actually, it's the apocalypse draft. Therefore, the goal is to get to an island, be surrounded by water.
So you're going Skipper. I get it. Okay. All right.
No, because that would be an accident. It can't be an accident.
I'm gonna
Although
take-
maybe
I'm
you
taking
go,
Mrs. Howell.
Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Oh,
'cause
that's a good one.
He made it. You
That's
know.
a good one. See,
And-
yeah, Chris, I'm with Bill. I think that we were smart to go. Or should we have gone with an apocalypse movie? Sir?
I've never really understood how Wilson still had air in it.
It didn't. It had all the straw and everything else out of
Yeah,
it after
whatever.
years.
I just,
Chris, I
that
like what
fucking
you've done.
volleyball
This
would
is
have had
fun.
that volleyball would have had a hole the size of my dick in it for sure.
I knew exactly where he was going with that.
There's no doubt.
No doubt. I had no doubt where he was going with that.
How could you not?
I mean, you're right. You got to have a fuck hole.
Gotta have a buckhole. See, put a buckhole in the volleyball.
All right, last question.
Wait a second, we didn't
I
get our
wanna do
third
this.
pick yet.
I want to do this. This is too much fun.
All right.
Too much fun. What's your best one here?
All right.
What's one that you just want to know, Chris? Is there something on here that you just really want to know our opinion, or
Not really. I
okay,
made these up.
you
These
can
are all
spin it.
Chat GPT. Let's spin it.
Oh, there. Okay, I like that. The Time Traveler's Shopping List looks like
That's-
a fun one.
Yeah, we already had that
draft
one.
again.
We already had that one.
Yeah.
Let's
fun
remove
that.
that.
Oh, you
We
can
just
remove
removed
You
it.
can
I can
them.
remove.
That's nice.
There you go.
Should have figured that out from the begin with.
You're
huh?
all right. You're all right. Uh-oh. This is going to be right
Celebrity.
up Bill's alley.
We're gonna go to Celebrity Freaky. We're not gonna. Celebrity
that one you
Freaky.
already
Let's
done.
see.
You've already done that one
If
anyway.
2 random celebrities had to swap lives for a year, who would be the funniest pair and why?
Oh, Celebrity Freaky Friday.
Yep.
Oh, not what I thought Celebrity Freaky was going to be.
Switch
If
places
two
for a year.
celebrities had to swap.
Hold on.
Donald Trump
We have
and
a-
Jon Stewart.
Hold on. We have a comment about your fuckhole in Wilson.
Unbelievable.
Sean Clinton says if it has a needle hole, that should work for you.
100%. I could
Sean
shove
knows-
it in
Sean
there
knows you
soft.
well. Sean knows you very well.
Would I think Donald Trump and Jon Stewart would be good, or maybe
Donald Trump and Rosie O'Donnell.
That's
yeah,
that's the one you got to go with.
yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Joe Biden and somebody alive. That'd be interesting.
Donald Trump and Michelle Obama.
Yeah, you'd want to put somebody funny, like on what was the kid's name earlier? We were talking about. I keep wanting to say Andre Allen. It's not it. Eric Allen.
Eric Andre.
Eric Andre. The combination of the. Eric Andre. You'd want to put him in some. You know what I mean? You'd want somebody like that. You'd want to put a Jim Carrey, a Tom Green, an Eric Andre, a Johnny Knoxville in
I want to fuck shit up. I want to do
something-
shit like
You gotta
fucking.
put them in like some position of power or.
I want to
swap
do like
them with Kim Kardashian.
JD Vance and RuPaul. Like, I want to fuck shit up with it.
I was all excited about coming on here tonight, and I thought we were going to talk about Teslas. And I was gonna point out the last time I was on with you, the healthcare dude had just been shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. And it's weird. You know what? I just today saw something about Luigi. I felt like I hadn't seen much about him lately.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah. Just
had worn off a little bit.
Yeah.
Something
What
about
happened to
him
the news cycle.
wanting a laptop
What
or
happened to
something.
the Epstein list? What happened to
He's
the JFK files?
he's requesting a laptop in a New York jail cell to reportedly use for legal purposes and not for personal use.
And I heard his cellmate is requesting a lap dance.
Hey-o! Well, he's not because he can't fucking get a boner. So,
Huh?
yeah,
What?
Luigi can't get a boner.
How do you...
Huh?
Did the bartender tell you this? Did the bartender
No,
at the one
dude, it's
place,
fucking-
The guy, that Mongolian fuckhole guy was like...
No, part of his problem, whatever back surgery he had, whatever back problem he had, made it so that he can't be intimate. He can't have sex.
Your search history. Because I'm not...
Dude,
I
that's
was
just
about
some
to
shit
type
that
in-
I read,
was about
like-
to type in, can Luigi Mangione get a boner?
I'm
Go ahead.
absolutely not typing that
Type
in
it
there.
in.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not typing that in.
It's
don't
in
need
like
that kinda
almost.
algorithm.
Did you not read like all the stuff about all the background and everything?
No, he shot somebody.
If
The
they-
dude's
if
dead. I
there
didn't
was
feel
a
the need to read it.
paragraph about his wiener. I missed that part. I was like, oh, I'm gonna skip that one.
So part of his frustration was that's his deny depose fucking thing, all that. Part of what happened to him during the procedures was it basically made him impotent.
Wow.
And so, it was just added to.
His frustration.
I mean, come on.
I mean, that would do it.
Listen, I didn't. I
At that
honestly-
age,
I didn't know
especially.
it. I didn't know it. And let's be completely honest. Gorgeous man.
That's what I'm saying. Talk about not being able to use your superpowers.
This is one of the great bits that. Geez, who's the comedian? He's got this bit about the. What do they call the wish list? Married couples will have like their hall pass.
Yeah, the hall
You can have a
passes.
celebrity hall pass, right?
Selma Hayek.
And the bit goes like, he goes to a married couple and he says, "You guys have to do this hall pass thing?" Yeah. Okay. Who's yours? To the guy, Selma Hayek. To the lady, who's yours? Ryan Reynolds. All right. I'm going to point out why hall passes are bullshit. Okay, because you, sir, as good looking as you are, you have no fucking chance of ever banging Selma Hayek ever. It's never going to happen. She does, for a million reasons, and every person here knows you have no chance of ever banging.
Which is why they grant it in the first place, right?
So you, ma'am, on the other hand, you're a good looking lady. You're an Iowa 7, If you were in an airport and you saw Ryan Reynolds and you went up to him and said, "Can I get a photo with you? I'm a huge fan." And he said, "Yeah." And you said, "You're my hall pass. My husband says I could have sex with you." There's a chance Ryan Reynolds will fuck you.
Yeah.
Zero chance for you, sir. Sorry.
Dude, Bush has a great story. I'm telling like third hand here, but he had like a friend, him and his girlfriend went to a show. It was Woody Harrelson had a band, I guess. And they went to watch this show with Woody Harrelson's band. And basically Woody Harrelson wanted to fuck this dude's girlfriend, and she was like, yeah, I'm gonna go with Woody Harrelson. Kind of like, duh. Like that was like the end of their relationship.
Yeah,
This is
that would
fucking-
have been the end of the relationship.
Was his girl just fucking taking off with Woody Harrelson that night? Did you fucking imagine?
No, because every time you saw Woody Harrelson, you'd be reminded.
You hate the motherfucker the rest of your life, dude.
Plot twist. Plot twist. He was the husband in the $1 million Robert Redford Demi Moore movie
That's right.
where he slept with her
Indecent
husband.
Proposal.
Indecent Proposal. So
And many times, that scene where
remember,
she's
Remember Woody Harrelson went away for a while? Like he went away and you didn't hear about him for a minute, you know, and you'd have that thing. You'd be laying in bed one night and you'd be like, I wonder if I've seen Woody Harrelson for the last time. And you wake up in the morning, it's like, this week on Saturday Night Live.
You know that scene?
Last story, we got to get out of here.
Oh shit, Chris, you just hang up. We'll just keep doing this.
You know the scene?
In the morning.
I would, but Bill doesn't know how to close the show.
The scene in Indecent Proposal when Demi Moore is like naked on the bed with all the money, like just rubbing all the money all over her naked body.
I'm aware of the scene. Yes.
You're wanting us to acknowledge it, thereby having you move on in the story. Just sit here for just linger. Hold on.
I have many times like thought about doing that with other things, like
what?
Yeah, like you ever go, like I remember I went on Weight Watchers for a while and lost like 40 pounds, like in my 20s.
Okay.
And I just wanted to like lay in my bed naked and rub Big Macs all over my naked body. And Whoppers. I can't help where my brain goes when you talk about something. He just brought up Indecent Proposal, and I just remembered at that point. I remember at one point in my life, I was like, "Oh, I just want to lay in bed naked and rub Whoppers all over my naked body."
Hold on, I got to mark the tape.
It's weird how you can't control your thoughts. Right?
It really is.
Here's what I've learned in my 46 years. You can control what you tell your friends.
I know. I don't have to say it out loud. I know. I think that's the difference between me and a lot of people.
There's others. There's other differences.
I think it's time to close the show on a visual of
Go ahead, but you said you had
Bill with Whoppers.
Say the one thing. What was the one thing you wanted to say before we close the show? Go ahead.
What? Who, me?
I don't know. Chris had something.
I didn't have anything.
Yeah, you did. Right before I said that, you were like, "There's one more fucking story or something."
I said, "This is your one last story." That's what I meant.
The Woody Harrelson thing.
No, the Whoppers and the nakedness, and
That's
and
what he meant. You
yeah,
idiots are done.
we're done.
Oh, you were dadding me.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Looks like a freaking filter. That's wild.
Maybe it's because I'm backlit.
Yeah, don't do that. That looks bad.
All right, say goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Peace,
everybody, for listening.
Love y'all.
Appreciate it.
Hey, shout out real quick. My cousin Sean, down in Texas. He's been in and out of the hospital lately, battling some things. He likes to listen to us while he's going through some medical stuff. So
keep fighting, Sean.
Yeah, be strong, brother. I'm thinking about you. And I don't know. All the love. Just
cancer, you said, Bill?
No. Just a number of things. I don't want to, go into a bunch of details. It's not my business to tell like that. But
good luck to him. Praying for him.
Yeah, just some health issues, and spends a lot of time listening to us during his treatment. So, all right, Sean, love you, brother. Peace, everybody.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for another episode of Billy and Willie's Workshop. Special thanks to Ross. Appreciate you coming on. Always appreciate you helping us out.
Love doing it, guys. You know that. Love it.
Yeah.
You can check out Ross on the Rush Radio every morning on YouTube and on Twitter and on the rushradio.com. Is that right?
That's right.
Live.
Perfect.
You, sir.
Can listen live.
And if you need to sell a home and Dan Douglas isn't around, give Ross a call. So there we go.
Love Dan. Dan's a great guy.
All right. Well, let's not get ridiculous.
No, he's a good one. Good one.
He is a good guy. He is. Absolutely, guys. All right. Thanks for listening. We are out of here.
Just a mic and a dream. Now we ride this circuit, chasing that scene. Every heckle, every cheer, every silent stare. Made a sharper man's bolder. We ain't going nowhere. Where the the jokes are sharp and the laughs collide. From the Vegas stage to the IAE grind, this comedy